Hey YouTube, it's motomattman, and today we have our latest installment of shout-outs to female motovloggers. But before I begin with that, I want to tell you a little story. And I've had people ask me why the shout-outs just to female motovloggers. And why all the love and support to the female motovloggers? Well, here's the deal. First of all, just like all of us out there, I have a mother. I have a wife and I have two daughters. I also have a little sister. But something changed not long ago with having the daughters. My oldest daughter got involved seriously in sports. Now, she just turned 10 in March, so I know you're thinking, you know, how serious can a 10-year-old be in sports? Well, she plays travel softball, and it's a year-long commitment. I mean, she has practice twice a week, even in the wintertime, where we practice inside. She's also a pitcher, so she also has pitching lessons once a week. So it's 3 days of organized practice. Now she does her own practice where she pitches into a net or hits off a tee into a net in the garage as well. And this year, in addition to playing travel softball, she was also asked to play up to 12U for the rec team that's kind of attached to her elementary school. But we're also getting a new school in our area. It's going to be a combined school that's K through 12, all in one building. They're going to have separate wings that are locked off from one another, but they're all going to be connected. And a strange thing happened. They were talking about the athletic fields and where would they be and all that sort of thing at a meeting. Now, I was very involved in trying to make this happen, this new school, getting the levy passed and everything else for the new school. In addition to the athletics, the academics are going to be greatly improved with this. But anyway, back to the story. People were talking about the athletic fields, and they were talking about the football field, and they were talking about the basketball courts, and they were talking about the baseball field. And, you know, it just kept going back and forth about the football field this, the football field that. Well, I've got two daughters. I played high school football. But all of a sudden, I felt my hand raising. And I raised my hand. And when I was called on, I said, okay, football field, that's all great and well, but what about the softball fields? They're like, well, you know, we'll figure something out. You know, we got to deal with the football field. So I raised my hand again and I said, hey, wait a minute. Title IX. You do it for one, you got to do it for the other. So if you're spending all this money on the football stuff, girls don't typically play football. I want to know what you're going to do for my daughters. You know, so that was the first thing that happened. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you. When I was growing up and everything was talked about, started being talked about with Title IX and all, I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I'm a guy. You know, I played football, I played baseball, I played basketball. You know, it didn't really, not that it was that I didn't care, I just didn't think about it. I just really didn't, because it didn't involve me. Now with two daughters, it very much involves me. Now, fast forward to earlier this week, and my daughter played in a home rec game, softball game, you know, with the 12U team. So after the game was over, a boy that's older than my daughter was pitching to a girl that's on my daughter's team that has been struggling hitting. And they didn't really have a catcher, so he would pitch the ball. If she swung and missed, she had to throw it back to him. So I'm only halfway paying attention to it, and I hear him say to her, you know, you throw like a girl. So it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, wait a minute. You throw like a girl. So my daughter was watching, and I told her, I said, hey, why don't you get your glove and why don't you go out there and pitch to Billy? So she said, yeah. So I said to the young boy, Billy, I said, how about you hit? You know, take that girl's batting helmet and her bat, and you try to hit off of Whitney. And he smiled real big and he goes, yeah, okay, sure. Well, about 5 minutes into my daughter embarrassing him, where he couldn't hit anything, and there were even times that she threw things like, I had her throw a drop curve to him, which breaks away from him. So it actually, he's right-handed, it actually ends up crossing the plate and ending up in the batter's box for a lefty. Well, that pitch was coming right at him before it broke. He jumped out of the way and the ball went straight over the plate, and he kind of swung at it with one hand. And while this is going on, his mom had been running the concession stand, so she was breaking the concession stand down. Now mind you, this boy plays baseball too, so this isn't somebody that's, you know, non-athletic or doesn't know what he's doing. His mom is watching somewhat, and she yells to him, Billy, you're swinging like a girl. Which I thought, you know, this is one of the problems we have. We have a mom criticizing her son because the way he was swinging a bat, he was swinging it like a girl. And I thought, you know, your daughter just got done playing a softball game, and you're downing your son because he swings like a girl. So when I heard that, I hollered to her, I said, well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is that he's not swinging like a girl. Maybe if he swung like a girl, he'd hit the ball. You know, I'll be perfectly honest with you. Right now, I would rather watch the Women's Softball College World Series than Major League Baseball. And the reason I would rather do that is because I think the girls play the game the right way. I mean, when they're done with their game, they are covered from head to toe with dirt. The game is a whole lot more fast-paced. They are giving it their all every single play of every single inning of the entire game. They are working their butts off, and you can tell. Even the baseball games, the kids' baseball games that I've watched lately, the guys aren't at the same level as like the girls on my daughter's travel team. They're just not. Even the boys that are older. But anyway, that's kind of the reason for doing the shout outs. Because as far as we've come as a country, there's still this gender bias crap. You know, and I just don't get it. I mean, as a country, as a whole, soccer is not a big thing for us to watch. It's gaining popularity. But when the women's World Cup team plays, everybody tunes in and pays attention. When the men play, nobody really pays a whole lot of attention. That's the one sport that I think there's a difference. That and maybe gymnastics. I think we pay more attention to the women's gymnastics during the Olympics than we do the men's. But anyway, you know, the whole motorcycle thing, you still have the majority of the population that look at motorcycling as a guy's thing. So that's why I'm trying to spread some love to the female motovloggers, because they're doing the same thing that us guys are doing. When a girl throws her leg, or a woman throws her leg over a motorcycle and pushes that start button or kicks that kickstart or whatever and takes off on that bike, she's doing the same thing us guys are doing. The exact same thing. So they should be getting the same respect, the same attention as the guys. But anyway, now I'll get off my soapbox. I just wanted to let everybody know why. Anyway, so what we're going to do is today we're going to take a look at Doodle on a motorcycle. That's our first one. She's the big motovlogger. Now she's based in Atlanta, Georgia, and she drives a Triumph Street Triple. She's a newer rider. I want to say she's only been riding for just a couple of years, 2-3 years, I want to say. Not sure, but if memory serves me right, we're only talking about a couple of years here. She has a lot of her videos broken down to playlists, which could be very helpful for a new rider, male or female. She talks about a lot of the things that new riders go through with riding, picking out a bike, gear, and so forth. She goes very in-depth on a couple of videos on women's gear. And whatnot. She's fun to watch. She's a younger motovlogger as well. But she's also gotten involved in doing much like the Mama Mafia has done with getting together female motovloggers for live streams and so forth. She's done the same thing as well. She's got her little core group and brings in, it was really kind of funny because the Mama Mafia did their live stream and brought in Belle Rides, and the same week Doodle on a motorcycle did her live stream and brought in its cat cam as a guest. Thought that was kind of cool. But there's a lot of helpful information both for men and women riders, especially for women riders. You know, we've talked before on my channel about the difficulties. Man, it was kind of weak. Need to pay a little bit better attention to what the hell I'm doing. About the difficulties with women finding proper riding gear that actually fits, looks good, flattering, all of that kind of stuff. But also about the bikes and some of the difficulties women have with choosing a bike because of size, not strength, size. Because women tend to be a little bit shorter than us guys are, so it makes things a little bit more difficult, especially if you're looking at something other than a cruiser. Then you can run into problems with seat height, like on a sport bike or a dual sport or an adventure bike, something of that sort. But anyway, somebody that's well worth your time checking out her channel. My suggestion would be go directly to her channel, take a look, like I said, at the playlists and whatnot, and and take a look at a few of her different videos. And like I said, very helpful for women riders and new riders of any gender. Okay, now the next female motovlogger is Moto Kari. The Moto Kari is based in California. She's based on the West Coast. So she's got a luxury that a lot of us don't have, and that's the fact that while it may get chilly, it's a whole lot easier to ride year-round than it is for us that live in the northern climates. Moto Kari is also a newer rider. She does started vlogging not long after starting to ride. She rides sport bikes, and she also, I guess today's Triumph Day, because she also rides a Triumph Street Triple, but hers is a Triumph Street Triple R, whereas Doodle's is just a regular Triumph Street Triple. She started riding with her guy. That's a cool story. I'm not going to tell the story, so you guys can go and watch the videos, because there are a few videos that talk about it. But they also do dual vlogs together. You know, she may be a newer rider, but she's got quite a few videos out there. It's definitely somebody that you want to check out, take a look at her stuff. The quality of the videos, not just the content, but the quality of the videos for both ladies is definitely top notch. Just like I said, you know, you want to take a look at what they have to offer. Now, I realize that a lot of the people that subscribe to my channel, especially a lot of the females, ride Harleys, just because both of these women, or cruisers of some sort, just because both of these women are riding more sporty type bikes, doesn't mean that you're not going to get a lot out of their channels. You will. And they're also very enjoyable. I mean, both of them are great just for the entertainment factor, much less the knowledge that you'll gain from them. I mean, they both seem to be pretty cool, you know, and they do things besides just instructing you on stuff. They both get out there on their bikes and get into stuff. I want to say on Doodle's latest video, she mentioned that Memorial Day weekend she's going to Indy, which could be kind of cool to check that out as well. But anyway, I will put a link, or try to put a link to both of their channels in the description. Again, I highly recommend both channels and encourage everyone to check out their channels. I hope everyone has an enjoyable holiday weekend and is able to get out on two. And if you are, remember, keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down. And as always, if you like what you see, make sure you click that like and subscribe button, punch that bell to get notifications whenever I upload new content. I really appreciate the comments that I've been getting on my videos, especially the comments on the female motovloggers. I encourage everybody again, if there's somebody that you think I'd be interested in taking a look at and maybe highlighting their channel, Make sure to put their info down in the comments section. I already, to be honest with you, subscribe to a bunch of female motovloggers, but there could be some out there that I've never heard of. So let me know, especially the smaller channels. The bigger channels are easy to find, but the smaller channels, you know, let me know. Anyway, again, hope everybody has a great day. See you next time.